Pretty much all business solutions are going to have products or services, the items they sell, invoices and invoice items. A lot of those businesses are going to also need purchase orders and quotes, and this is where the great news comes in. Invoices, purchase orders and quotes, along with their respective items, are almost identical, so you only have to build one, clone it and repurpose the elements. Of course, there are differences in the way they work, but the fundamentals are all the same. Knowing this should save you quite a lot of time and money. Let's talk about the differences, starting with the main table occurrences for invoices, purchase orders and quotes. These are all identical, so you can clone them very quickly. The differences, such as they are found in the way that data is handled on the connected items tables. For invoice items, you are selling products, so the price of each item appears on the invoice, with the cost being recorded in order to calculate gross profit. With purchase order items, you are buying those, so the cost appears on the purchase order and what you sell it for is irrelevant. Quote items also have a price but have an additional checkbox field for quote items that are rejected. The actual printed documents are again almost identical except for a field or two that has to be changed. There are other advantages as well. When a quote is approved, you can convert it to an order using a simple import or by writing the value from the quote items table into a new set of records in the order items table. This is done via a looping script and is the way that Michael prefers to do it. There is absolutely no need to physically enter items from a quote into an order. By the way, orders and invoices are almost always the same. The only time they would be different is when you need to issue multiple invoices for a single order. In that case, invoices would be a child of orders. When converting a quote to an order, be careful not to have it look up the price from the products table, as that may differ from what was quoted, and, obviously, make sure not to include any items that were rejected by the client. Also add a field in the invoices tables for the quote ID so you can tie the two together. As items are sold, you can have the program look to see if the sale takes inventory levels below the set minimum, and, if so, you can automatically create a purchase order item for those items. You don't create the purchase orders themselves until you are ready to do so. Then you run a routine to loop through the items, adding them to a series of different purchase orders for different vendors. As items are received, logging them in updates the inventory levels automatically. Everything that is done in FileMaker should have the express intention of making life easier for the people who have to do the work. Most often that is done by automating repetitive tasks, thus reducing inefficiencies, which leads to greater profits and increases productivity, which, in turn, positively affects the bottom line and increases the level of job satisfaction. If people love their job, they are unlikely to leave it unless there is a significant financial incentive to do so. This saves time, energy and money in finding replacement people. FileMaker is a fantastic productivity tool, and the value it delivers to businesses far outweighs any licensing or development costs. Those who use products such as Airtable will find it less expensive, but the old saying, "you get what you pay for," is very apropos. Comparing such products to FileMaker is like comparing a screwdriver to a power drill. Which would you rather be using?